What's up, everybody? My name is Boy.
I'm Jay.
Welcome to Asian Paranormal, and this is episode 2. What are we talking about today, Jay?
Today we're going to be talking about the famous subject of bed press or
Kamoitsukat. You know, sleep paralysis, whatever you want to call it. You know,
scientists would say.
Scientists call it sleep paralysis, but you know, we call it Kamoitsukat. It's basically being pressed by a ghost. You know, I believe in the idea of it just being sleep paralysis. Yeah, I get that part. Yeah. But when paranormal stuff starts happening, how do you feel about that?
Exactly right. I mean, there's a lot of stories about it on TV and whatnot. I mean, I know almost all our family experienced it, and it's not sleep paralysis from what they experienced.
Explain to me on your take of sleep paralysis. What do you think sleep paralysis is?
Your body just shuts down on you. You're just really tired, right?
That's what they say scientifically. Your body shuts down, your brain's functioning, you know what's happening in your surrounding, but there's nothing you can do about it.
Right.
It's basically you're asleep while you're awake. Something like that and stuff. The only way they say you can only get out of sleep paralysis if you're able to move some part of your body, your toe, your finger, or somebody comes and wake you up and stuff. And you can't say nothing. You can't scream for help. You know,
no matter how hard you try.
You know, anybody nearby you, all they hear is some type of moaning or groaning and stuff. And you know, my wife, hears it from me all the time, and she gets so paranoid and stuff sometimes. And I'm sure you dealt with it so many times too, right?
Yeah.
And especially in our community, in the Asian paranormal communities, specifically Southeast Asian. I don't know everybody else, but you know, like in our culture, in Cambodian culture, we call it Kamoitsukat,
which translates
to... It's basically, you know, like I said earlier,
a ghost on top of you.
Yeah, ghost press on you. Tell me your stories on your experience.
Well, my first time experiencing it was in Long Beach. I was real young. I know
the apartment, the back.
No. It's the house right now.
Your grandma's house?
Yeah, right now. So I believe you guys went to school already, and you know how grandma, she wakes up like at, I don't know, early in the morning,
4 in the morning.
Yeah, just to go
water her plants and take care of her daily morning errands and stuff, because she has to keep it moving. So continue.
But I was home alone, and you know, nothing really. I had Tiny sleeping next to me. Tiny's our dog.
Yep. R.I.P.
Yep. R.I.P. to Tiny. Yeah. I remember being fully awake, but I couldn't move, couldn't speak or anything, no matter how hard I tried. And then I remember, you know, closing my eyes trying to ask for help. Then I just saw this vision of a white old lady, laughing at me the whole time.
Oh, I got chills from that one.
Yeah,
because like, I know personally, I've seen that lady before. Continue.
No. Yeah. And it's crazy how it all ties together with that white lady. Old lady. You know, what they experienced. And that was my first time ever experiencing sleep paralysis or whatever. Okay. And seeing that old lady, right? It was pretty clear too. I mean, she was just laughing. And
can you make out how she looks like?
Damn, I just know it was a white old lady.
Asian lady?
Yeah, Asian lady.
Asian lady wearing white hair. We'll explain to you guys more about that story, because it's one of those things where everybody talks about it and end up seeing the same person type of deal. But
in that household.
In that house, yes.
Yeah.
But
and I didn't know anything about it at all until I told them, and they told me. I'm like, oh shit, what the fuck?
Yeah. So, was that your only time, or any other experience you had?
Oh man, I had a lot of experience.
Let's get it going.
So, back in Stockton, I think this was one of the craziest one. It was when we're in the process of moving to here to Washington.
Yeah.
Peter already left, and I remember sleeping on my belly, and then I heard my dad's ex-girlfriend at that time. I heard her calling for Peter's name, and she was out in the hallway or something, but it was really faint. And a part of me was like, "Oh, I gotta get up and tell her, no, Peter left already." You know. And then
yeah, I picked him up from the airport.
Yeah. And then I tried to get up, and it was at 3 a.m. I tried to get up, and then the door opened and shut by itself. I heard it, and then I just felt something crawl over my back, and then just shove me to the ground, and start breathing on my neck.
Oh.
And I know that was like, that done it for me. I got so scared.
And the thing with that house also is that I went to go visit with a couple friends, you know, his aunt and stuff. We all met up in Stockton, and we all experienced something there. So that's another story also, to be connected, because that tells you that, you know, anytime some type of sleep paralysis happens, it's connected to other paranormal things. And that's why, the way I see it, you know, yeah, scientists, like I said, you know, it's sleep paralysis, it's your body, you know, it's a scientific reasoning for it. But like I said in the first episode, I don't believe in coincidence.
Yeah. Right.
You know, my first experience, it had something to do with your mom, right? So the same house, you know, where you got first press, right?
Yeah.
I went to go visit you guys. You guys were living in Stockton at the time. You know, I went to go visit Stockton, you know, during the summer, like I usually do every summer. Went to the temple with your mom, and she gave me, you know, a necklace from the temple. It's a blessed necklace. You know, it's just like some.
It's a Laos necklace, right?
Laos necklace, yeah. If you know anything about my background, you know, I'm Cambodian. You know, Jay's my nephew. He's half Laos and half, you know, Cambodian.
Yeah.
You know, so I got the necklace. This is the first time I ever experienced it. I hear stories and all that stuff, and never had it happen to me. You know, we live in a 1-bedroom home in Long Beach, and I share a room with my sister. I slept on the twin size. She slept on the full size. So, from hearing stories of sleep paralysis, I've always been paranoid. You know, They say, don't sleep with your arms crossed.
Don't sleep straight on your back.
Don't sleep straight on your back. You sleep on your belly, nothing can mess with you. You sleep on your side, nothing can mess with you. All that stuff, right? So I was sleeping on my belly, right? So I had a nightmare, you know, that some man just came inside the house, right? And he grabbed me. Once he grabbed me, I woke up. But when I woke up, I couldn't move. And then, like, all I heard was some man laughing in the background.
Yeah.
You know, like an evil laugh, like, you know, that shit. My bed started shaking like an earthquake.
What?
Earthquake, just back and forth. I couldn't move and stuff, and I tried to grab the necklace and stuff, but then the necklace ripped off.
Right when it ripped off when you grabbed it?
I tried to grab it. It ripped off.
Oh, for help.
For help, you know, because I couldn't do anything. I couldn't yell. I couldn't scream. I tried moving, and then I was slowly, because my hand was already next to the necklace already, so I was able to touch it a bit, but once I touched it, the necklace ripped off. And then the laughter got louder.
Yeah.
The bed started shaking some more. And then I was able to wiggle my toes and get up and stuff. So when I finally got up, I turned on the lights, and your aunt woke up because we shared the room together, and she go, "What the hell?" I'm like, "Was there an earthquake?" Just being, you know, just trying to make sense of what's going on. She go, "No." I'm like, she go, "Why?" I'm like, "My bed was shaking." You know, I never told her what else happened, but that was the first time I got pressed, and that was from the bad advice of saying sleeping on your stomach. You know, and then I tried to think of, like, what was different.
Yeah.
Never happened to me before. Never really got haunted either at the time. And I was like, the only thing different that I got was that necklace. And I didn't have a Buddha necklace on me.
It was that necklace?
I think it was the necklace and stuff. And it just basically came into the home, and whatever spirit in the home didn't like it.
Yeah.
And stuff, so. I don't think I ever told you that story.
No?
No.
That one. The whole bed pressing thing, I believe that's at the time we're more sensitive. Mm-hmm. And I believe during that time when we're being bed pressed, we're at our weakest moment, and that's when our third eye kicks in, and we're more sensitive to the paranormal things, and that's why we could hear stuff.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And another story was I was getting haunted almost every single night, right? So the common thing that happened is every single time I get haunted, I run out and sleep in the living room. Your grandma slept in the living room, and I would run and sleep next to her. You know, I was middle school at the time. No, freshman high school. Run out, go to mama for help, because anything fucking crazy happened, I'm gonna go to my mama and stuff, right? So one night I decided to sleep in the living room next to my, your aunt, my youngest sister, and your grandma. I got pressed on, and I just felt somebody choking my neck, and all of a sudden I felt a kick from Polly's side.
Did she kick you?
It wasn't her. I'm like, thank you because I thought that she heard me moaning and groaning, yelling for help, and she kicked me out of it. Nothing. She was like, no, it wasn't me. I don't know if it's true, if it's her or not. She said it wasn't her. And then, so I tried to go back to sleep, and this was like around 4 in the morning. And this is go back to the story of your grandma going out and doing her thing.
Yeah.
I went to sleep and I couldn't sleep, and then I felt your grandma rubbing my hand till I fell back asleep, and I was like, oh yeah, my mom's right here. Woke up.
Don't tell me.
I woke up and I told Polly, I'm like, oh yeah, mom, she rubbed my hand till I fell back asleep after you kicked me. She go, I didn't kick you. She go, what time? I'm like, around 4 or 5. She go, mom's already outside watering the plants and stuff. What the hell? There was nobody rubbing your hands. I'm like, don't say that.
Oh, it's got the creeps.
Don't say that. I was like, nah, that I did not believe that part. But that's what happened. Same thing in that household.
Yeah.
Like I said, me and my sister, we shared a bedroom and stuff. And one night she was sleeping on my bed, listening to music. Back in the days you had to listen. There was no MP3, no walk. Like on the phone or anything that type of stuff. So she was listening to music on my bed, and I was watching TV on her bed. And then she was like, "Boy, I'm tired. Let's just switch beds tonight." Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. So I slept on her bed. She slept on my bed. And then that next morning, she told me that something came and pressed her. Right? She said, this was around Christmas time. She said that she was facing towards the wall. She couldn't move, and she felt an arm grabbed her and pulled her towards the edge of the bed. And then once she got to the edge of the bed, she felt somebody coming to her ear, next to her ear, and saying, "Merry Christmas, Caroline." She couldn't tell who the voice was because it's very, like this, distorted type of deal. Mm-hmm. And she thought it was her friend. Her friend passed away on that street that we lived on.
Yeah.
And stuff. So she was like, I ain't sleep on that damn bed no more.
And she literally felt like somebody
pulled her. Yeah. And the one thing about our family is that your aunts experience a lot of things.
Yeah.
We have stories from other apartments to the home that your grandma's at now.
Mm-hmm.
And to just some crazy stuff.
Yeah. And taking it back to where I did mention it earlier about that old Asian lady when I first got bed pressed. Let's not be, scared to stay in the bed press lane, but could we talk about
yeah. So
about her and how everything connects?
Yeah. So for some reason in that house, once we moved there, growing up, I moved there when we were in middle school. From 6th grade till I turned 18 until I moved to Washington. Mm-hmm. And once I started getting messed with, I started just having these nightmares. Can't say it was really nightmares or if I actually saw it, and in my my mind's telling me forget about it. So one night I was sleeping, and then I woke up, and you know how your grandma had a lot of banana trees?
Yeah, but what?
Cambodian folks, you know what it is.
Yeah,
with banana trees.
Yeah. Hey guys, I'm gonna pause this podcast real quick. This is Jay speaking. I just want to point out that obviously, boy, he draws all the visuals that we put out on this podcast. Most of the visuals, right? Sometimes I Google the images and whatnot. But yeah, he sent me this email and I opened the email and it just gave me the freaking creeps, I'm telling you, because I never gave anybody the description of how this lady looks like, besides the fact that she's old and she's wearing white, right? I'm gonna put up the pictures that he drew, and it goes to show that we all been seeing the same lady, especially the fact that he drew her with short hair above her shoulders. And yeah, that just gave me the creeps because that's exactly what I've seen. But I'm gonna continue the video here and put up the pictures.
So I looked out the window and I see some ladies standing outside wearing white, wrinkly face with white hair, just staring at me, trying to get inside the house.
Oh, that gives me flashbacks. Right? That gives me flashbacks to that face.
So that lady was trying to get in the house, mm-hmm. right? And then another time, I was high as hell. I came home. Your grandma was waiting to whoop my ass. Well, she do this thing where she would turn off the lights on me because she knows I come home late. She's like, "F you, you ain't coming inside. I'm turning off the lights. Good luck trying to get inside." Mm-hmm. So I'm knocking on the door, right? Knocking on the door. I'm high as hell, you know. And then I look to the entrance way, you know, towards the street. I see some lady crawling.
What? This is not a dream, right?
No, this was not a dream. Saw some lady crawling. It was that lady.
I could imagine, like.
So she's crawling
towards
me from the entrance. Yeah, from the entrance. You know how long the walkway is?
Yeah, that's a long walkway.
And then it's also banana trees and all that stuff. So I'm just banging on the door. I'm like, it's not the weed. It's not the weed. You know, right?
I ain't tripping.
Grandma finally opened the door for me and stuff. And then when I looked out, she was standing in the same spot when I had the nightmare, standing at the window.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And I didn't say anything to your grandma or anything. I was just like, fuck this, I'm going to sleep, right? So that's one time. The second time I saw her. The other times was other family member. Mm-hmm. Polly, never been bed pressed before. Never ever been haunted and all that shit, right? So one night she was sleeping next to your aunt, you know, Caroline. And Caroline said, "It's coming." Because Caroline get bed pressed a lot and she knows when spirits...
So she said that in her sleep?
Yeah. I think she was awake, actually. I don't know, but she felt something coming. Because you hear like a tone, like a high-pitched tone when something comes towards you and stuff. And she said, "It's coming." And then Polly was like, "The fuck?" And then Polly got pressed. Instead of Caroline, it was Polly. But when Polly opened her eye, it was a wrinkly old hand of the lady. And stuff. So that's the lady. Carolyn has a story about her too, but I never really asked about it but she's seen that lady too. Your aunt Kellyanne went to go visit from Washington to Long Beach. Mm-hmm. So she was sleeping in the living room, you know, and her husband at the time was sleeping next to her, and then she got pressed. Mm-hmm. She opened her eyes. It wasn't her husband. It was some old lady with white hair, wrinkly skin staring at her.
Oh.
Right?
That's crazy.
And that's when all of us were telling a story, and then it's always the same lady.
Yeah.
We never talked about it until we just... one night we talked about a story, and then you saw her too? Yeah. You saw her too? You saw her.
Yeah, I saw her. Yeah, that's fucking crazy, dude.
And then we always wonder, like, who is this lady? I don't know if your grandma's seen her before. I don't even... And here's the thing that your aunt said to me is that she does look like my dad's mom.
Okay, which I never seen.
We've never met before. She passed away in Cambodia and stuff. There's a picture of her that your grandma has, and it's a pretty scary picture. And it does kind of resemble her a bit.
Yeah. Makes you think, like, if it is her, why is she doing this, you know?
Yeah, and the one time when I said I saw her standing outside, peeking in, she opened her mouth. She had fangs.
Oh, my God.
And just, like, smiling at me and stuff. And Polly saw the wrinkly hand. You saw that lady. I've seen her a couple times. Kellyanne.
But you're the one that seen her, like, in person. Like,
I saw her physically
when I was awake
towards you. Yeah, that I saw her when I was awake. Anytime I get press, I assume it's her. It's just creepy.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's crazy how it all connects.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and a lot of time when it happens, she happens to show up is during sleep paralysis. And like I said to you guys, coincidence?
Yeah, right.
Scientists, explain that to me. Yeah. Explain that shit. We never talked about it to anybody. And when we compared stories that end up being the same person and stuff. Tell me about that.
Yeah.
You have any other sleep paralysis story or Kumar Sakat story? Let's just say it like that. Kumar Sakat. Ain't no damn sleep paralysis.
Not anything really crazy. I mean, I know I do get it every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I do too.
Yeah. But not anything as traumatic as before. I feel like I got used to it now.
Yeah. They say once you get used to it, you figure out a way to maneuver through it.
Yeah.
I've recently had a bed press when, my wife was in California. I was home alone.
Oh, that was recently.
That was recently.
Last week.
Yep, recently. It scared the hell out of me, but I was able to maneuver to it. Somebody opened the door in my room.
You heard it too?
I saw it too.
What the fuck?
I never told her this. If she listens to this is the first time she's hearing about it. I don't want to scare her.
Yeah.
But somebody opened the door when nobody was home. I was home alone with the little puppy.
Somebody opened it.
Somebody opened the door when I was getting pressed.
And while you were getting pressed.
While I was getting pressed. I couldn't see who it was. And once I was able to move, I locked my doors. Whether the family's at home or not, we lock our doors all the time.
Yeah.
We always make sure we lock our doors, lock our windows and stuff. It's a privacy thing. It's nothing that I'm home alone. Ain't nobody else. And then I had to make sure I locked my door. And yeah, the door was open when I was able to get out of sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
Come on, it's a clock.
So my dad's not the type to tell any stories.
Yeah,
right?
His dad sounds like a skeptic, but once it happens to him,
yeah, he keeps it on a low until you bring up the subject to him.
My brother is the type that he doesn't want to scare his siblings or his kids.
Yeah, but I remember at the house back in Stockton, the same house that I got bed pressed in. He was telling me that he was sleeping in the living room. He was taking a nap. He was home by himself, and then he felt something sitting on top of him on his chest, and he was just like sleeping with his arms behind his head, relaxed and all that. And yeah, he felt that. He woke up from it, and then he was like, "What the hell?" Then he looked outside. All the dogs were in the street.
Oh yeah, he told me about that. He told me about.
He said, maybe that was a sign, like, "Hey, wake up! The dogs are outside." That house is kind of creepy. Like, I feel like
I've experienced something there.
Did you?
Yeah, chilling. Everybody all experienced stuff there. We wanted to go visit.
Oh.
And
I remember.
And then we heard the stories from your dad's ex brother. Hearing something or something like touching him when he was walking the hallway.
Yeah. Right when we moved in, he told us, he's like, "Careful, this house is haunted," or something.
Your dad's coworker saw somebody there.
Yeah, but we didn't believe it. And outside in front of the house, there's what's that statue? St. Mary statue?
Oh yeah,
remember
Virgin Mary?
Virgin Mary, yeah, statue right there. And then in the cement is written like someone used their fingers while the cement was wet. It says, "God bless his home." And all that.
Yeah, it could be one of those cursing. Is she still living there?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
It's crazy.
Yeah. I got a good bed press story.
Did you? Hold on, let's take a shot.
Yeah, let's take a shot. Hey, cheers to y'all.
Cheers.
So, the first time you came to visit Washington, you remember the old apartment I stayed at?
The one by Everett Mall?
Yeah, near Everett Mall. So we had family come over. Our cousin, her husband was drunk, so he slept in my room. I had to sleep on the couch, obviously, because he slept in my room, slept on my bed, and all that shit. And then his wife was in the living room watching TV. It was like 4 or 5 in the morning. So I'm laying there, sleeping, and then all of a sudden I hear the high-pitched tone. Like I said, if you guys experience and you hear the high-pitched tone, let me know if you guys hear the same thing.
Like, so something's coming?
I knew something was coming. And then I was laying on my back, and all of a sudden something jumped on me. right, and just sitting on me, and then like just like I felt like literally I couldn't tell it was a woman. The body of a woman just sitting on top of me and stuff, and I could not move. I was yelling for help. I knew she was sitting next to me, my cousin, because I was awake and she was watching. She said she's gonna stay up and watch some TVs and all that stuff, right? So I'm yelling. I'm trying. Her name was Sarah. I was like, Sarah, Sarah, Sarah. Like yelling, nothing, right? And then I was able to finally get up. I had my eyes closed, and I got up and I looked at her, and I'm like, why the F did you not help me? I was yelling for help. And she go, boy, you scared the F out of me. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? She go, all I heard was you like making some like evil ass noise. She said making some evil noise and looking at her. Keep in mind, I don't remember. What I experienced was me being pressed, trying to get out of it. What she saw was me looking at her with my eyes rolled back.
Like white?
Yeah, just staring at her and making like some weird evil noise. And she said once I closed my eyes, I got up and I yelled at her, like, why the hell you didn't wake me up? So that was two sides of the story. Scientists, could you guys explain that to me?
Oh my god.
So that was one where it was a first-hand account with somebody else next to me and saw what happened when I was getting pressed.
Yeah, but you didn't realize it was happening.
No,
you were like blacked out or something.
I was being pressed and I was yelling for help and I knew she was there, but what she saw was me looking at her like a freaking demon.
Yeah, totally different.
And she said once I closed my eye and I got up, and then that's when I started yelling at her the exact same thing I said earlier. Why the hell do you not help me? I was yelling for help.
Wow.
So that's another one.
And if only we could, contact our other family. 'Cause I know they have a lot of stuff to tell.
Yeah, we will fall back on family members, being guests on the show, and we can talk about it and stuff. And I got a lot more. You got any more?
No, not really.
Not really? No. All right, so I got another one. This is my apartment in Linwood.
Linwood.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So I had Polly and Bonnie visiting and stuff. So we were sleeping in the living room watching ghost movies. And Sinatra was there too, obviously, and I was sleeping on the couch watching, and I fell asleep, and then I felt something coming towards me, and I got pressed, and the kids started crying
At the same time.
At the same time, they woke up and started crying, and Wally was like, "What the F?"
What?
So that's one. Let's see. Another time I got pressed, same house that your grandma was at. You get used to it, like you said.
Yeah.
So once I heard the tone coming, the high pitched tone, I started yelling and stuff. But then all I heard, it was moaning and groaning. So Caroline woke me up, right? I thought it was your aunt, Polly, coming in the room. She has a thing where she comes in the room and she would jump on my bed and wake me up.
Yeah.
Somebody sat on my bed. And I felt the person scooting towards me.
You? Oh.
And right when the person was trying to like whisper in my ear, I just went crazy. And then that's when your Aunt Caroline woke up and woke me up and stuff. And I was like, "Do you hear anything? Do you see anything?" No.
Oh my god! So you felt something scooting towards you, like jumping on the bed.
Yeah, scooting over. The closer they got, the more I knew it was not your aunt.
Yeah. Dude, you should have just turned around and started swinging.
Yeah. I have a story about that, but that's gonna be for a different episode. Where I was actually able to turn around and start swinging on something, and I saw something I did not want to see.
Good.
And stuff. So.
One thing to clarify, I know there's a lot of background noise.
Yeah, we got kids out there, a dog out there. We're just getting started, so please excuse it.
Yeah.
But ride through it with us.
But yeah, I don't have any more stories to tell. Or bed press.
Yeah, if you guys have stories of your version of Kumartsakat or bed press or stuff like that, put in the comment. Let us know. We'll read it out. We'll read it out through episodes.
Of course, we'd love to hear it.
Well, we'll share your stories, and we'll go through that. And we will have future recap episodes where we have family members come and tell their stories.
Yeah, because
friends come over and tell your stories because we've all experienced it, and that's something scientists cannot explain.
Yeah,
especially when it's coincidence,
like,
which I don't believe in.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm Boy.
I'm Jay.
All right, this is Asian Paranormal. We'll catch you guys next time
on the next episode.
Peace.
Bye, guys.